we're gonna taste it.
All right.
Do you want to know what it is before you taste my food, or are you just gonna eat it?
Well, it looks like green bean casserole.
It is. See if you like it. I made it different. Hi friend, this is Miss Katie with Heritage Ways, and today we're going to make green bean casserole. You can find the recipe on the backs of certain green bean cans or cream of mushroom soup cans or whatever, but today we're going to make it a little different and a way that I think is a little bit better, an improvement on the classic recipe. But I'm also going to give you some ideas of some add-ins and things, ways you can change it up, and ways you can use some of your leftovers. Make sure you're subscribed to Heritage Ways YouTube if you have a heart for home, because I teach and encourage and support homemakers, and I want to have you in our community. So make sure you're subscribed and ring the bell to get notifications so you don't miss any of our videos. Now, your typical green bean casserole that's been around for quite some time is the cut green beans and a can of cream of mushroom soup, typically Campbell's, and it may have even been Campbell's company that came up with this recipe, I don't know, and the French fried onions. I'm actually going to use French green beans, or they call them French style green beans. Now, I actually have a video of how we make at our house French green beans, and I also can them, but I don't happen to have any canned homemade right now. So we're going to use 3 cans of the French green beans. Now, I did notice on the back of this can is a green bean recipe, green bean casserole recipe as well. They know what they're doing. It's the time of year for holidays, and so they put that recipe on the back. We're not going by this recipe. We're going to do something a little bit different. So I've drained 3 cans of green beans. Now, if you are new here, just know I don't always dress like this when I cook. Those who've been here a while know that I usually have an apron on and some work clothes, but I just walked in the door from being with Mr. Patient for the day. We had a lot of errands to run, and it is cold outside. The real feel is 16 degrees right now. We got our first Tennessee snow today, and so that was beautiful. I'll show you right here where we drove through it. It was absolutely beautiful. We love snow. But the next set of clothes I'm going to be in is my comfortable loungewear pajamas that are not suitable for video, and so that's why I'm going to keep this little warm jacket on today while I'm making this casserole. All right, today I'm using to mix up the casserole. I love this mixing bowl. It's mixing and storage, and it's made in Ohio, USA. High quality products. In fact, the company's called Quality Plastics. And I've toured the facility. I know those fellas who own it and operate it, and I'm just very satisfied with the company and them and their dedication to integrity. So I just want to tell you about this company, and this is called the Easy Kare line of bowls, and so they have different sizes, but anyway, I'll drop a link in the description box for this bowl, and you can check that out for yourself. Now, I want to talk to you about some variations. So the typical green bean casserole calls for cream of mushroom soup. And I actually don't even have any cream of mushroom soup today to show you, but I do want to encourage you that if you want to make it a little bit different, you can use a different condensed soup, a different flavor. Now, about condensed soup, I don't use these a whole lot. I could count on 2 hands how many times I use these a year, and it's typically around the holidays. I do like to make my own, and I do have a video of how to make your own on my membership, so I could link that also in the description box if you want to check that out, because I have added content that is membership exclusive there. But making your own is so delicious, and it's really not that difficult. However, we're diligent homemakers, and we do the best we can with what we have, and that's our time and our money and our knowledge, our resources, and sometimes a can of condensed soup is very helpful. It's very important for us to remember that stress causes as many health problems as what we consume. So sometimes if we are just have a low stress meal and a low stress environment, but we use a can of condensed soup that might have some ingredients in it that we're not terribly thrilled about, then, you know, you have to pick your battles and weigh the differences. So I've got here a cream of celery soup. I have a cream of chicken that you could use if you didn't want to use the cream of mushroom or don't like mushrooms or what have you. Also have this cream of onion soup. And then I found this cream of mushroom with roasted garlic. So these are the two I'm going to use today, the cream of onion and the cream of mushroom with roasted garlic. But you could change it up by using different flavors of the condensed soup. So we've got 3 cans of our French green beans that are draining and these 2 cans of soup. Now, something else that I want to point out is that you can add different things to this casserole. So you could go ahead and add a can of sliced water chestnuts. I would chop them up. You could do that. You could add a can of mushrooms. Also, you could use some leftover turkey from the holidays or from any day. You could just chop up some leftover turkey and put that in your casserole. You could also, instead of turkey, you could use ham. Why don't you try that? You could use some leftover ham or chicken. You could do that. Or if you had leftover roast beef, if you wanted to try that in the casserole. And then you could also add some rice, cooked rice. So you could add cooked rice to make it, you could have the green bean casserole base, and you could add the cooked rice, or you could add or the meat. And you could have a whole kind of dinner in one casserole. Another idea is that if you have leftover green bean casserole from a dinner or holiday dinner or any time, then even after it's been baked, the next day or so, then you could cook a little rice and put that in there, or my oven's preheated. Or, like I said, the meat. So you could add the meat and the rice after the casserole's been cooked and just stir it all together and then just bake it again till it's hot. You could even add some cheese to that casserole or put cheese on top. So use your creativity. That is how I've been a frugal cook for so many years, and I have saved a lot of money using leftovers. So just be creative in using your leftovers and combining foods. Necessarily, I'm not endorsing or promoting a certain company or product here as it pertains to the food items, but I will say that I don't love the taste of other condensed soups other than Campbell's. I don't know what it is about it, but I do think that other condensed soups taste a little bit off or weird. So that's just my opinion. And these were on sale, so they were about the same price as the other brands, generic and so forth. All right, I'm just gonna add the green beans that we've drained here. I'm gonna add this cream of onion soup. And then I'm going to add the cream of mushroom with roasted garlic. Then I'm gonna add only 2 tablespoons of some cream, or you can use milk. 2 tablespoons is 1/8 of a cup. I love these little measuring scoop spoons. Love them so much. They are so handy. Then I'm gonna add 3/4 of a cup of the French fried onions. And so that's 1/4 a cup spoon. And I remember when I was little, my daddy loved this recipe, so he made it a lot when he cooked. He didn't cook a whole lot, but there were things that he made that he liked, made for us. Okay, and I'm just gonna stir that up, and that's it. Don't need to add salt because that soup has salt in it. If you want to add pepper, you can. You can do a little bit of it. Now we're just going to pour it into a casserole dish. Now the one I'm using today is probably wider and more shallow than I would like to use. But I'll be honest, we've moved and I cannot find all of my casserole dishes. So I like this one better than the really deep one that I have. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna use this one. It might even need less cooking time. See, it's not that deep. All right, it's going into the oven, 350 for 30 minutes. Then we're gonna take it out, top it with some more French fried onions and put it in for 5 more minutes. And then I'm gonna have Mr. Patient taste it and see what he thinks about the onion and the garlic flavor in the casserole. Now, I want to take a minute just to remind you about the Journal newspaper. It's a newspaper written by and for homemakers, nationwide and worldwide. This newspaper is put out by the Heritage Ways community. I have a video showing how we publish it as a community nationwide. Here are the last 2 issues, and we're about ready to print the next one, but this is August and October of 2025, the Journal newspapers. This is going into its 6th year of publication. It's 6th volume. Looking forward to the continued growth of the newspaper. This newspaper is written by and for homemakers. It comes to the mailbox. It is not offered digitally. It's sent out 6 times a year. It is up to 52 pages of homemaking content, recipes, gardening, and it's really a timeless publication. You can pick this up 2 years from now and still learn from the knowledge that's in it. The only thing that may not, you can't pick up in 2 years is the puzzle if you've already worked the puzzles. Yes, it's got a crossword and a word search. It's got jokes. We have sewing, inspiration, book reviews. I mean, it is filled with information that I know if you have a heart for home, you're going to love this newspaper. So make sure you check that link in the description box to subscribe or at least to read more about the Journal newspaper. Now, this is just a timely reminder. I've been reminding you for several weeks now that the price of the Journal newspaper is going to increase January 1st, 2026. But you can avoid that increase if you want to do that. Follow this video that I'm going to tag above, where I'm talking about, at the end of the video, I'm talking about how you can avoid that price increase. You can either choose to lock in the price now, or you can pay the price increase after January 1st. That's completely up to you. Make sure you check out the Journal newspaper written by and for homemakers of the Heritage Ways community. Written. You know what I think would be good in here too is some potatoes. Oh me, this is really a base for a lot of things. Okay, I'm gonna put 3/4 cup of the French fried onions. This is my 1/2 cup measured spoon scoop. I'm gonna use my hands here and get them evenly distributed. And 1/2 more of this. You know, if you don't care for onions, you can leave those out of the whole recipe. You can use maybe blanched almonds on top. You can make a topping out of cornflakes and not frosted, but cornflakes and blanched almonds, the sliced almonds, and some melted butter, and crunch that up together and put that on top if you didn't want onions. So there are options. Okay, we're going to put it back in for 5 minutes. All right, Mr. Patient, we're going to taste it.
All right.
Do you want to know what it is before you taste my food, or are you just going to eat it?
Well, it looks like green bean casserole.
It is. See if you like it. I made it different.
Yeah, I like that. That's good.
That is good. I use different condensed soup flavors. I could eat a lot of this.
It puts kind of a spin on the traditional green bean casserole.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I like that.
It is good. Okay, I was telling them about the journal. What's your favorite part of the journal? Yeah, you've got food in your mouth. He helps. All the family helps. Like I said, I've got that video showing how we put the paper out. But, and he reads the paper. He reads it. It's not just for ladies.
I like the news from home because I like to read about what the different people are doing on their farms and homesteads throughout the year.
Well, I'm going to point out, you don't have to have a homestead to read this.
Right.
So, just what they're doing in their homes.
Well,
this is good.
well, the people that are contributing, I just like to read. I just like to read what they're doing at their home.
Okay,
throughout the
this
year.
is
Because
really good.
it's interesting to see the different things that are done throughout the different seasons, and not only that, but in different parts of the country. Because of the, what is it, the climate zones.
Yeah.
You know, it's like we're down here canning, and you know, say up in the north, you know, they're still waiting on harvest to come in.
That's right.
So it's just kind of interesting to see how everything works. Yeah,
I have a lot of, it is good. I have a lot of favorites, but if I had to be pinned down and asked what's my very, very favorite, it's going to be Miss Tina in the Ozarks, Missouri Ozarks, talking about the homemaking club that they do. That's just my favorite. But there's a lot of good parts to it. All right, this is good.
It is good.
Let me know what you think about anything, the newspaper, but especially what you think about changing up this recipe. What would you do different? Would you change it up? And we're going to finish this up. I was going to add
Might even get some more.
Yeah, I know. Well, this is your supper.
Oh, so I'm eating my supper on camera?
Right.
Oh, okay.
Count your blessings. Y'all are my blessing. Good food's my blessing. The journal's a blessing. Mr. Patience, a big blessing.
Wish y'all were here to eat this with us.
I know. This is better than I expected. So, talk to you later. So I used a cream of onion soup. You ever heard of that?
Hey, cream and onion. It's like how you milk an almond.
It's the same way you have cream of mushroom, cream of celery, cream of chicken.
How you milk a soy.
It doesn't mean you've milked. Oh.